everybody, and welcome back to Fortnite with Bryan, and today I am doing a tutorial video. So today we will learn how to play Fortnite. Let's jump right into it. First, you're going to want to decide where you want to land. So if you're with your teammate, you must decide where you're going to land. In this video, I marked Dirty Docks, whereas my friend decided to mark Lazy Lake. So we decided to land Lazy Lake. If you're with teammates, I advise landing at the same place so that way you don't die and you have a better chance of winning. Once you reach the ground, search for weapons. So if a player quickly attacks you, you'll have a way to defend yourself. No matter what rarity or how good it is, pick it up anyway. At least it's a weapon. Number 3. Usually when you land somewhere, you're going to want to land at a building that you call or consider yours, so that way you can have all the loot in that building depending on how big it is and how good you are. If you are a decent player, you can call a bigger building because less players will be able to actually succeed at killing you. Once you land and you get your first weapon, then your goal will be to search more chests in order to get more loot and guns. Number 4 is you may run into another player, your first encounter, like right here when I had to defend my building, because other players may land at your building. You need to be ready at all times to fight back. Number 5 is you're going to want to, after you loot your building, you're going to want to group up with your teammate, because players now may have good loot and they may be able to kill you. So you're going to want to have your teammate at all times after you loot your building. Number 6 is that usually when you're playing, you're going to want to have an organized inventory so that way you know where your weapons are without having to look down at your screen. What I do is I put my AR in slot 1, my shotgun in slot 2, SMG in slot 3, sniper in slot 4, and then something else, like in this video I have a half pot in my 5th slot. Number 7 is you're going to want to help your teammate if they ever call for help. Like in this video here, my friend had called for help and I came immediately even though I was trying to fuel up my truck so I could drive around. You must help your teammate even if you're at low health like I was here. It always is helpful if your teammate can count on you to be there. Number 8. After you get out of a fight, you're going to want to heal up so that way you can have your health in case you get into another fight. In this case, I used my half pots to get back to full shield, and then I go looking for maybe a med kit or some chug splashes. Number 9, make sure you share your heals with your teammate. In this case, I had some chug splashes, and if I had used them by myself, my friend here wouldn't have gotten his health back, and thus helped the entire team. Number 10 is, I'm telling you, do not steal your teammates' stuff regardless of whether it's their kills, their loot, their heals. It doesn't matter. Their car, their helicopter, their boat. It doesn't matter. You should never steal their stuff. However, if they're being jerks and not giving it to you, I mean, what are you supposed to do? But still, if they say, I call that kill, don't be a jerk and steal it, because then you might end up repaying that favor later. Number 11 is in a fight like the one I am in here, is make sure that you communicate with your teammate where you are, how many points, how much health you have, how much health you've damaged or knocking off the player, so that way your teammate knows what's happening and they aren't only locked down to just their perspective. In this case, but we communicated very well and it ended up killing him. Number 12 is share the loot that you give, even if you kill that person. If you are a greedy person and you take all the loot, even if you're a better player, it might end up being worse. In this case, he shared with me that because he knows that I'm better with it and that it is better if I have it and he can carry maybe a weapon that he's better with, or that he was just being nice to me and he wanted to give me the weapon. But make sure that you share your loot with your teammate so that way it increases your chances of winning and the loot is spread out. So that way when one of your teammates dies and it's the person with the good loot, everyone else stuck with the bad loot and you die anyway. Number 13, this should be like number 3, but I forgot to mention it because we never even went to circle until just now. But when you get to circle, the circle is displayed at the top right of your screen. As you can see on your video, you can see the purple, which is the storm, us, which is the arrows, and then we have the line that is curved. That's where the storm will stop moving, and then there will be another timer that counts down to when it moves again. In this case, we had the weapon in my 5th slot, which is Kit's shockwave launcher, or as we like to call it, the yeet launcher, because we're nerds. And we use that to get to circle. Normally, you would just run or use a vehicle. Number 14 is, if your teammate gets knocked, you must do everything in your power to help your teammate, unless you are really low and you need to pop a med kit or something of that sort. But make sure that you don't abandon them at all costs. Make sure you are there to help them. Number 15 is, if your teammate dies completely, they will get something what is called a reboot card, and in the top left of my screen you can see my health bar, and then my friend's health bar, which is blue, which isn't really his health bar, it's more of a timer because that's when his reboot card expires. But I have no reason to go back and get his reboot card because there are no reboot vans in Circle. So if your teammate dies, you must pick up their reboot card and take their reboot card to a reboot van and then reboot them. The only problem with that is that there were no reboot vans in Circle at the time, and if I were to try to do that, I would die. So I had to. You have to leave your teammate behind sometimes. But if possible, do not leave your teammate behind. You are like 100% more likely to win, even if your teammate is like complete utter garbage. The 16th and last point I would like to make is that even the best players don't win all the time. And due to the fact that I lost my teammate, it became a lot harder for me to win. In this case, I was trying to fight a duo, and I kept running away using that thing. And I ended up dying after probably like 2 or 3 minutes of running. But that furthers my point that even though I died, I'm not super mad about it because you can just hit that ready up button and go right back into another game. Well, everybody, that about wraps up my video, and thanks so much for watching. This has been Bryan. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the little bell to be notified whenever I'll upload a video. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.